Let's let the people get up in here, man. And we gonna have the show, man. What's good? Yes, sir. We up in this thing right now. YouTube, send out my notifications. Don't play. Do not play. Oh, yes. Shout out to everybody, man. Where the people at, man. You know what it is? Yeah, I'm talking now. I'm talking now. It was on mute. I get it. It was on mute, man, but we ain't on mute no more. It's time to go. It is time to set the record straight. Let's get it. Now, Myron Gaines been talking greasy for a long time about FBA, right? FBA this and FBA that, right? Myron, let me say this to Myron, right? Myron, FBA is the only reason that you're relevant in this country. You know, FBA people made you relevant. Without FBA, nobody would care about anything you have to say. So let's deal with those facts first before we dive into the conversation, man. It just is what it is. See, if Myron had to lean on his own culture, if Myron had to lean on Sudanese culture, he wouldn't have the popularity. He wouldn't get the numbers on YouTube because nobody taps in to hear about Sudanese culture. People tap in and hear about foundational Black Americans. Why? Because we're the topic of we're the topic of discussion. Every everybody wants to hear something negative or whatever it might be because people they love to know what's going on with FBA people. So you can make a living talking about FBA people. You can't make a living talking about what goes on in Sudan. Nobody cares, right? Myron is an anchor baby, right? He's an anchor baby. His parents are not citizens of this country. He's an anchor baby. And I talked about anchor babies for a long time on this channel, so we understand what it is when it comes to Myron. We know what it is. You know, he's not FBA. He's an anchor baby. But it's mighty funny that these anchor babies have they have a lot of disrespect for foundational Black Americans, and damn, it's crazy. But where my people at, man? Chop on in, man. Let's have a conversation. Where you at? This one right here, spare the moment, man. But we here. And what's crazy is this, man. With Black people, man. A lot of our people are so off code. Now, some of us are on code, but a lot of us are not. Just look at all these FBA brothers who still go to Myron's podcast, man. What's wrong with them? Anybody that's FBA who goes on Myron podcast, we need to look at them sideways, bro. Myron wouldn't rock with you guys if you were speaking bad about Sudanese people. He wouldn't do it. Myron has said some of the most craziest things about FBA people, but yet FBA people, some of us still rock with him, which is crazy. Black people, you got to stop being a punching that. You got to stop being a punching bag for the people who don't like you. Stop being a punching bag for people who clearly want to disrespect you. You know, that's crazy. That is crazy. That is pure insanity. You know, shout out to my good old people, man. Shout out to my people up in here rocking with me in a major way. Let's get into this content, though. Hold on. I'm going to give it 2 more minutes, man, and we're going to get into the clip. Right? See, I'm not going to disrespect Sudanese people. I'm holding Myron accountable for what he said about FBA. So let's get it. Yeah, man. I think Fresh and Fit, Myron has some good content when it comes to red pill stuff. He has some good content when it comes to like I said, red pill conversations, but anytime the conversation about foundational Black Americans and all that comes up, that's when he gets very disrespectful. And if you FBA and you can sit around Myron without holding him accountable for the things he said about our people, you don't care about your people. You just care about the money and the exposure that you might get rocking with him. So you're not standing on business when it comes to your people, right? You got a lot of brothers who still go to his platform. Yes, they do. And they'll pretend like they never heard Myron say the things that he said about FBA. They'll pretend like they never heard it, right? Because that's what niggas do when they want to make an excuse for their behavior. They're pretending, well, I didn't know he said that. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You don't care because you're thinking about making money. You're thinking about popularity. You don't care about, you don't give a damn about the fact that he disrespected your whole people and your ancestors. You don't care about that. Let's be real. Nah, man, they don't really care about that. Not at all. Let's get into the content, though.
Bitch, get the fuck out of my chat. Some bitch ass said, why'd you flee your homeland? I was born here, bitch. Get the fuck out of my chat. I can tell you're definitely FBA. Yo, I will never understand. Bro, real talk. All you FBI that
now, a white man disrespected Myron, said, I'll come knock you out on camera. Myron didn't say nothing disrespectful about white people. He called Myron a sand. He called Myron a sand N-word. Myron didn't go off and disrespect white people. He didn't even call that dude out. He took it on the chin. He tried to take the high road when that white guy disrespected him. Now he got monkey sounds in the background. It's like, bro, do you know how many monkeys they have in Sudan? And you know how many monkeys they have in Sudan? So he's disrespecting black people by playing the monkey sound in the background. Black men, if you still rocking with Myron and you a foundational Black American, you're part of the problem. Clearly, you're part of the problem.
come over here. Why do you guys watch my content? Why are you guys here? Why the fuck are you here, bro? I don't want you monkeys over here. That ass. This is a Klan rally. All right? We don't want you here. Get the out of here, bro. What the f? It's like you fucking idiots. Like you guys are like gnats. Can't avoid. I just be like smacking myself and shit. Why do you
stop having conversations about hip hop and stop talking about urban culture in America, because that's FBA culture, right? Don't talk about hip hop at all, because hip hop comes from FBA. Don't talk about urban culture at all. Why don't you talk about what's going on in Sudan? He's not going to do it. Myron is clearly leeching off of FBA culture while disrespecting foundational Black Americans at the same time. That's crazy, but then this is typical for people like him. Myron is an anchor baby. His parents came here from Sudan. His parents are immigrants. He was born in America. He's an anchor baby. Let's get the facts straight, homies.
come over here? Oh, I know why. I know why. Because your Lord and Savior, Tariq Nasheed, is rich, doesn't add no value, doesn't teach you dumbass nothing. All he does is cry about white supremacy, complain about why you guys don't got reparations, complain about slavery 200 plus years later.
No, he's just talking about slavery. We're not complaining about it. We're just, Tariq Nasheed is a historian, so he's going to talk about history. See, when white people talk about history, they rewrite it and they leave a lot of things out because they don't want people to see white folks for the savages that a lot of those racist people were back in the day. So that's why they erase the history. Tariq Nasheed is telling the truth about history. The man he's a historian. So that's his job to talk about history. You fool.
Lord and Savior, Tariq Nasheed is rich, doesn't add no value, doesn't teach you dumbass nothing. All he does is cry about white supremacy, complain about why you guys don't got reparations.
And all you do is cry about 304s. Now, you know what Myron is going to say? I'm not complaining about them. I'm just talking about the nature of 304s. Well, Tariq Nasheed is just talking about the nature of white supremacy in this country. Tariq Nasheed breaks down the history of this country. See, I can see the hypocrisy in everybody. When Myron talks about 304s, he'll say, I'm not complaining about it. I'm just talking about female nature. Well, when Tariq Nasheed talks about white supremacy, he's just breaking down the true history of how white supremacy has affected foundational Black Americans in this country. Come on, homie, I'm too good with this. I see right through these games. I see right through the hypocrisy. So he can talk about the nature of 304s, but Tariq Nasheed can't talk about the nature of white supremacy.
Complain about slavery 200 plus years later, supremacy. Complain about why you guys don't got reparations. Complain about slavery 200 plus years later. Complain about systemic racism, which isn't real. It's a scam. That's why.
Systemic racism is a scam. It's not real. My God, man. So systemic racism is not real. If you study the history of that country, you know that's a bold-faced lie. That's like saying the state of California doesn't exist. That's like saying Florida doesn't exist. You're an idiot. Systemic racism doesn't exist. It's a myth. Well, you mean to tell me that white folks ain't never created laws to oppress blacks in this country? I'm not saying that blacks can't be successful, because of course we got a lot of blacks who are successful, but to sit up here and deny the fact that systemic racism doesn't exist, you got to be an idiot to ignore that. Right? For a long time in the NFL, they didn't even want blacks to be quarterbacks. They didn't even want blacks to become head coaches. White men were known to gatekeep those positions. White men were known to gatekeep those jobs. But according to Myron, systemic racism doesn't exist. It's a myth. Man, how dumb are these guys, bro? To all you foundational Black Americans who still rock with Myron, you guys are the part of the problem. You're telling him that he can disrespect us and you're going to be cool with it. But I bet money, if you made content disrespecting Sudanese people from Sudan, and you made it your job to do that, Myron wouldn't rock with you. He would have a problem with that. Myron would have a problem with that. But you guys are cool with Myron disrespecting your people, and you guys still go to his show and sit up there, kiki, and laugh in his face. But he'll never do the same with you. He's not going to tolerate you disrespecting Sudanese people every chance you got. Nah, man.
Why are you dumbass over here? None of us go watch Tariq Nasheed. Why are you coming over here? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Holy, man. You guys are annoying. You guys are like fuck rats, bro. Come in here saying some dumb shit about why'd you run from your homeland. When I was born in the United States, I got one passport. And honestly, real talk, for all you FBI, right? You're a foundationally Black American. How does it feel to know your family been here for what? 7 generations? You could trace yourself to a slave, but you got $7 in your bank account, nigga.
$7 in your bank account. Foundational Black Americans are doing better than your people in your homeland, Myron. See, when you come over here, you're leeching off of foundational Black Americans' accomplishments. You're leeching off of our accomplishments. What are your people doing in the Sudan? Are they poor? Are they wealthy? Are they living in poverty? Come on, Myron, let's be real. If you're going to take shots at FBA, we're going to ask you, well, let's see what's going on in your homeland. But he don't want to talk about the homeland. He considers himself American when in reality he's an anchor baby. Technically, he's not a citizen of this country. See, Myron benefits from the 14th Amendment, something that foundational Black Americans fought for. Myron's parents came to America as immigrants, and they had him as an anchor baby. That's what happened.
You run from your homeland. When I was born in the United States, I got one passport. And honestly, real talk, for all you FBI, right? You're a foundationally black American. How does it feel to know your family been here for what? 7 generations? You could trace yourself to a slave, but you got $7 in your bank account, nigga. Explain that to me. How you been here for 7 generations and you got $7 in your account and you got this tether, as you would say, that's way more successful than you, speaks your language better than you, still can speak Arabic, got a college degree, immigrant parents, they fled their country, right? Still doing better than you. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. Your dumb monkey ass over here donating to Tariq Nasheed. As he's grifting you stupid ass, telling that you guys are victims, that you should.
No, he's just talking about the history of this country. See, it all goes back to what I said earlier. When black people talk about the history of white supremacy in this country, white people say, well, you guys need to stop being victims. Stop pretending to be victims. Now, when the white people want to critique or criticize black folks, we need to just listen and take accountability. We need to listen and take accountability when the white folks criticize us for something. When we criticize white folks for their violent history in this country, you guys need to stop pretending to be victims. That's how they gaslight you. But anytime they say something to us, they're going to say it's true, and we have to accept. We need to be held accountable. Everything white people say about us is true. We need to take accountability. Right? Anytime we hold white folks accountable for what they did, man, y'all got to stop pretending to be victims. Slavery was 500 years ago. Jim Crow was 400 years ago, when it was really just in the 60s. Jim Crow ended in the 1960s. That wasn't even 100 years ago, bro. We still have systemic racism in this country. It didn't go away. It still exists. But according to Myron, it's a myth.
You go to a historically black college, by the way, you ain't gonna get a job after that shit, FYI. Telling you that everyone's a suspected white supremacist, that they're all out to get you, that systemic racism is a problem, and that you're selling cocaine because the CIA. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And all you idiots fall for it. Like a bunch of...
You're an idiot yourself, man. The CIA and the government have brought drugs into this country. Black people don't own those planes that bring those drugs into this country. None of those drugs will get into this country if the government didn't allow it. Why? Because the government profits from a lot of this crime and a lot of these things that goes on. They make money from that. So they allow it to happen. See, Myron is the type of person who wants to blame the addict, but he don't want to blame the drug dealer, the drug supplier. Let's blame the addict, but at the same time, we're not going to hold the suppliers accountable for putting the drugs in that community in the first place. No, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to pick on the easy. We're going to pick on the easy target, which is the customer, the buyer. The supplier, no, we're not going to talk about that supplier. It all goes back to people like this will never hold white folks accountable for what they do. But he got all, but he got all the smoke in the world for black folks.
Hey, man. You gotta understand, you know, I'm a product of my environment. I sold the crack.
Myron, imagine if you was in Sudan and your parents couldn't flee. Your parents was able to flee to America because of the opportunities that Foundational Black American created for all people of color and all immigrants and minorities. That's why your parents were able to come here to have you as an anchor baby. Let's be real about the history. If it wasn't for Foundational Black Americans and our struggle and our fight, you wouldn't be here, Myron. You would be somewhere in Sudan. You would be somewhere in Sudan. You benefit from Foundational Black Americans. You podcast. When you listen, Myron built a lot of his content off of FBA conversations, and he's not an FBA himself. You would be in Sudan if it wasn't for FBA, Myron. Your parents fled to America based on something that we fought for, the 14th Amendment. So all immigrants fled to this country to benefit off of something that we fought for as FBA. Listen, homie, this dude right here got a lot of nerves. The nerve of this fool.
Grifting, you stupid ass, telling that you guys are victims, that you should be going to a historically black college. By the way, you ain't gonna get a job after that shit, FYI, telling you that everyone's a suspected white supremacist, that they're all out to get you, that systemic racism is a problem, and that you're selling cocaine because the CIA. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And all you idiots fall for it like a bunch of. Hey, man, you gotta understand. You know, I'm a product of my environment. I sold the crack. You know, because it's a product of my environment. Get the out of here, bro. You guys never want to take accountability, man. You guys are worse than women. Bitch ass, man, come in.
See, accountability is only for black folks. He ain't gonna hold white folks accountable for anything. When you hold white folks accountable, they tell you to stop pretending to be a victim. The double standards and the hypocrisy is real, man.
Here talking all this shit. Why do you guys watch me, bro? But like, I know why. You guys boring after a while listening to dumbass Tariq Nasheed talk about white supremacists all day, or dumbass Dr. Umar saying you got to pay him $1,000 to have lunch. What the fuck? We was gangs. You guys are clowns, bro. You guys are clowns.
Tariq Nasheed already made female nature content about macking, content about dating, content about female nature. Tariq Nasheed been there and done that. He's moved on to bigger and better things besides conversations that pertains to dating all day and female nature and what 304s are doing, right? Now, don't get it twisted. That content is still relevant. My point is Tariq Nasheed been there and done that. Now he's trying to educate his people about history. You know, putting his people up on game about the importance of being a foundational Black American while standing on business.
Oh, Myron, well, these white people don't really like you, bro. They would deport you if they can. I don't give a fuck what they want to do. I don't give a fuck. I'm just telling the truth. You guys are a bunch of victim-ass, bitch-ass. That's the truth. You sit for white people. Really? Yeah, here's other.
Myron, go to Sudan. Your people are victims of white supremacy in your homeland, in your country. Myron is not an American. He was born here, but he's not an American. His people Sudanese people haven't done anything. Sudanese people haven't did anything to advance society in America. And that ain't me disrespecting Sudanese people. Name a contribution from a Sudanese person. What have they done to advance this country? Absolutely nothing. Huh? They done absolutely nothing to advance this country. Myron is an anchor baby. His parents fled to this country to benefit off of what we fought for. Hands down. One thing you guys got to notice about Myron, Ringo TV, Angry Man, and the Hodge twins, and Officer Tatum and Anton Daniels, they never hold white people accountable for everything. All of their smoke is for black people. All of it. All of it.
Just telling the truth. You guys are a bunch of victim-ass, bitch-ass. That's the truth. You sit for white people. Really? Yeah, here's the other thing, too. White supremacists don't come into my chat talking shit. It's you, bitch-ass, that do. Why'd you flee your country? Shut the f up. This is your country and you're still poor. The f.
And guess what? Your people are still poor in your country. You have opportunities based on what we fought for. See, you can't talk about America, Myron, because your family is still in Sudan. That's where they are. You know, and this is just crazy, man. It's ridiculous, but we got way too many foundational Black Americans who tolerate these people who disrespect us. It's way too many of them. Look at all those black people in Angry Man's comment section. You know what they're gonna say? Angry Man don't hate black folk. He just holding them accountable. All these Sambos have the same talking points. I'm just holding black people accountable. Right? But when black folks hold white people accountable, not only do you have white people saying stop pretending to be a victim, you have coons and Sambos that tell you to stop pretending to be a victim. So it's okay for them to hold us accountable, But when it's time for us to hold them accountable, man, y'all gotta stop pretending to be a victim, man. So accountability is only for black people. It ain't for white folks.
Out of here, man. You watermelon felon, you fucking welfare warriors coming in here talking shit to me, talking about you didn't build this country up. We built this country up. Well, let's ask a real question, America. Was the cotton really worth it? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Black people did way more than pick cotton, you idiot. We did way more than pick cotton. We did construction. We did many other things. We created a lot of stuff. We created a lot of these inventions. We're responsible for a lot of these things that America still uses today, like the traffic light that's used worldwide. A black man created the traffic light. A black man did the first blood transfusion. A black man did the first open heart surgery. But according to Myron, all we did was pick cotton. Myron is an idiot, straight idiot. And by the way, cotton was a cash cow for America. By the way, Myron, cotton was a cash cow. That's why they had the slaves. That's why they had the slaves picking that cotton all day, because there was a lot of money in that cotton, bro. So not only did we pick cotton, we did construction. We built a lot of things. We created a lot of things. The 14th Amendment that we fought for is the only reason that your parents were able to flee to this country and have you as an anchor baby, Myron. But according to Myron, all we did was pick cotton, even though cotton was a major cash cow for America.
We built this country up. Well, let's ask a real question, America. Was the cotton really worth it? I don't think so. I don't think so. Every major city in America cooked. Because you Sudanese. Shut the fuck up. You don't even know where Sudan is on a map, dumbass. First generation, speak your language better than you. First generation, still speak another language. First generation, multimillionaire. You, 7th generation, $7 in the account.
All right, what's good?
It's funny how you got Myron with that ashy leg sticking out that window with the camo on the side. Myron Gang says he's more successful than FBAs. Man, listen, man. If I see any one of you FBA people over there rocking with Myron, something is wrong with you. Now, I can see if Myron clowned the people that was disrespecting him, but to talk crazy about FBA people in general, you got to get this smoke, Myron. Straight up.
Tariq?
I'm good, man. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. Good to hear you. Good to hear from you again. I got I got 2 points that I want to run across.
Go ahead.
I was at work with this dude, and you know, we working or whatever, and he gets in the saying, he like, yeah, man, I feel like if you ain't Jamaican, you shouldn't be wearing dreads.
Really?
And yeah, it was. I was like, oh, I was like, you know, so how I felt, I was like, you know, if you ain't, you know, FBA, he was like, what's FBA? I'm like, if you ain't a foundational Black American, I don't feel like you should be saying nigga, you know? I was like, that word is exclusive to us. That's our word. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's just very interesting how, you know, we have people that, you know, just.
What happened to you, brother? I don't know. You got yourself muted. I don't know what happened, but yeah, dreads are not, or locks. That's not exclusive to Jamaica. You had
Myron learned how to dress by studying foundational Black Americans. Your people ain't done nothing to advance society in America. They done absolutely nothing. You ought to be humble. You ought to eat some humble pie. Without foundational Black Americans, you have no voice. Myron did not get famous talking about Sudanese culture. He got famous talking about FBA culture. He made his coins leeching off of FBA culture. But look at all the smoke that he has for FBA people. The hypocrisy.
people in Florida with locks. I don't know. You got yourself muted. I don't know what happened, but yeah, dreads are not, or locks. That's not exclusive to Jamaica. You had people in Florida with locks. Some of the Seminoles had locks. Yeah, that's not exclusive to Jamaica. So some of these folks just be saying anything. Yeah. Let's get Showtime. Let's get Showtime in the building. Showtime.
Hello, you hear me,
I hear
Tariq?
you. What's up, Showtime?
Tariq, what up? What up? So I was reading your book. First of all, I live in New York City.
Respect.
I want to let you know that. And being FBA in New York City is hard.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man, I got to go through the craziest stuff. But listen, I was reading your book on the map.
All right, let's go to the next clip with Myron Gaines talking this crazy stuff, man.
I was born here. I am African. Get the fuck up out of here, nigga. Bro, and then I can't even set up a table with some Jewish nigga coming in talking about I own real estate. Shut the
All right, he using too much profanity, so I can't use that. There's way too much profanity in that right there. Way too much profanity, man. We're trying to get this thing monetized. So we got to get this thing monetized. We're not going to use that clip. Way too much profanity.
Run across
Go
you.
ahead.
I was at work with this dude, and you know, we working or whatever, and he gets in the saying, he like, yeah, man, I feel like if you ain't Jamaican, you shouldn't be wearing dreads.
Really?
And that's
I don't know. You got yourself muted. I don't know what happened, but yeah, dreads are not, well, locks. That's not exclusive to Jamaica. You had people in Florida with locks. Some of the Seminoles had locks. Yeah, that's not exclusive to Jamaica. So some of these folks just be saying anything. Yeah. Let's get Showtime. Let's get Showtime in the building. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man, I got to go through the craziest stuff. But listen, I was reading your book on the Max. I just wanted to let you know I'll be having
Probably R. Kelly. Probably R. Kelly.
Kelly. Oh,
Key Sweat is coming to LA. Keith, they're coming to Inglewood. I should go to that I go with her to see Chris Brown. You guys in this relationship. Go see Gladys Knight and Patty. Yeah. She want to see. So we got to come to a damn agreement. Yeah. I want to hear love come down. I want to get my groove on a little bit. So that's what it is. Yeah.
Hi,
Hey,
Tariq.
Jakar, how are you, dear?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Jakar, where you calling from?
I'm from Chicago.
Okay. Where's your family from?
My family's from Mississippi originally.
I keep laughing at this picture, man. It says Uber, and he got that ashy foot out that window with the camel in the background.
Everybody's in Chicago, and then my immediate family lives in Tampa, Florida.
Okay, cool. So what's on your mind, dear?
So I had three things. I'll be really quick. So first, I'm a big fan. I actually been like watching you since I was a kid. My uncles used to play Hidden Colors in the barbershop. So
Love it. Yes.
second, I just wanted to say I don't like how it's been like very minimal coverage of the Trey Reed story.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie Kirk situation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they would go this.
Mainstream his anti-black racist talking points, and those talking points galvanizes their base. You see. So they're really using this as a major springboard to mainstream, because that was the purpose of Charlie Kirk anyway. The purpose of Charlie Kirk was, again, he was funded by big money. He's funded by big right-wing money. Their job was to slowly get him to mainstream all of those anti-black talking points to normalize it. So now that they got him, he got popped. Now this is an opportunity for them to just really springboard it and just really get it in there real fast now, because they're using the death if anybody goes against any policy that support chess game, right? Pendulum swings the other way. Speech talk that you're used to doing. If that pendulum swings the other way, the black vote.
Anybody want to pull up? Like, who wants to pull up, man? Make sure that you guys bless that like button.
They have not won enough of us over yet. So it's going to be very interesting in the next elections. All right. Let me get our brother Great Black Shark in the building. Great Black Shark in the building. Mr. Great Black Shark, hop on in. Yes, sir, man. How are you, sir?
I'm grand, good brother. I hope all is well over there on the West Coast. I have 3 quick points. I'll be very brief.
Mhm.
The first point I want to make is this. I'm glad that the Republicans are going so extreme. And the second point, I'm glad that the Democrats are being so weak with strengthening the foundational Black American freedmen grassroots youth, because now they see how extreme the Republicans are in 2025, and they see how complicit the Democrats are with their silence. So they're actually inadvertently doing us a great favor on teaching the young people about present day modern white supremacy. And the third point I want to make is this regarding the tragedy that happened to our young brother Trey Reed. Again, by the hands of their own, Charlie Kirk, was for the sake of protecting our.
Be very, very careful. And we got to watch who we're around. We got to watch for white supremacist suspects. We got to watch for adjacent white supremacists, people who are not quite Anglo, but they still identify with the white supremacists. We got to watch tethers. We got to watch who we're around, because we've been hearing and seeing how these tethers are crashing.
Pull on up, man, and give your thoughts on Myron. But when you pull up, you got to watch the language. We got to keep it clean over here. We're not going to do the same thing we did on TV1. We got to keep the language clean. So if you want to say something about Myron and tethers in general, you're welcome to pull up. Let's go.
Out too for Charlie Kirk. You understand? Yeah, we've been neutralizing their narratives though, which is good, because they've been trying to use their melanin. They've been trying to, well, I'm black and I say Charlie Kirk ain't racist. Oh, no. You are not FBA. No. The tethers, they're desperately trying to get back in good graces with the white supremacists. Boy, they're campaigning hard. Speaking of campaigning tethers, did y'all see Myron Gaines? He made another video denigrating foundational Black Americans. He made a video ranting, F them FDA niggas. Why y'all always, because everybody's clowning them. Myron Gaines and those guys, they're still upset with me, and he keeps my name in his mouth too. I embarrassed them so bad when I went in there and had that impromptu debate with them. I went in that room and just sliced them all to pieces by myself. It was a room full of like 10 of them, and I just went in there slicing them, cutting down their arguments and embarrassing the hell out of them, and they weren't prepared for it. And then it went viral, and then everybody started clowning them. So they're still very salty because of that. But Myron was saying some very interesting things. Myron,
Hit the like button, man. Look at Myron with that ashy foot out that Uber window.
said all foundational Black Americans do is complain about systematic racism that's not even real. All racism, systematic racism isn't real. He claims, well, he was.
Of course, I'm going to police your language. You can't come over here and say whatever you want to say. When you when you go to your job, you don't go to your job talking crazy. You watch your language. So what makes you think you can come over here and just say whatever you want to say? Some of you people are just dumb, man. You're too stupid to be in my live chat. Like you should be allowed to just say whatever you want to say.
Born here, and his parents are the immigrants. But the thing is, they anchored you here, Myron. Your parents anchored you here. And you can't denigrate foundational Black Americans. The reason why they were able to anchor you here is because of the 14th Amendment. And the 14th Amendment came out of a Black grassroots movement led by foundational Black Americans. This is why we need to know history to let these people know what's up. You can't talk greasy. You can't, like the Ethiopian girl who called up. You can't talk greasy to us at all. I want foundational Black Americans to understand. Don't ever let nobody who fled here say anything negative about you or any other foundational Black American, there should be a zero tolerance for that. They would not be over here if it were not for foundational Black Americans in multiple waves helping them get over. That disrespect is completely unacceptable for us to allow.
I agree 100%. We ain't got no damn business tolerating Myron talking crazy. So to all you Black men who go to Myron's show to talk about 304s and female nature, you guys are a part of the problem, because Myron can say anything about your people, but if you said disrespectful things about Sudanese people every chance you got, I bet money Myron wouldn't be friends with you no more. He wouldn't associate with you at all if you made it your job to denigrate and disrespect Sudanese people every time you got on the microphone. He wouldn't rock with you if you did that. But a lot of you guys are so desperate for fame, you're so desperate for the spotlight, that you tolerate people like Myron, Ringo, and Angry Man disrespecting FBA, and you guys still show up in they chat to rock with them. I see you guys, homie. I seen you Black men in Angry Man's chat. I've seen you Black dudes in Ringo's chat. Same thing for Anton Daniels. The same thing for Tatum. You guys are a part of the problem.
We shouldn't even let them fix their face to say no shit against us in any capacity. You understand? And then the Myrons and all these people, they come over talking about racism ain't real, ain't no white supremacy. You're over here because of white supremacy. As we know, Myron Gaines is Sudanese. His family's from the Sudan.
Why would we listen to somebody like Myron telling us that systemic racism don't exist? Your people haven't went through nothing in America. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys dealt with whatever you dealt with in Sudan, but don't come to America telling us nothing about no systemic racism or no white supremacy. That ain't your job to tell us about what we went through in this country. Clearly, you don't come from our lineage. You have nothing to do with us. So don't tell us about what we went through in this country. You don't qualify for that conversation, Myron. You just don't. You came to America once the smoke was clear, after foundational Black Americans didn't put in all the work. The Civil Rights got passed, the 14th Amendment. You came over here. Your parents fled to this country, had you as an anchor baby so that you can benefit from everything we fought for.
Sudan was decimated by the damn British. And he knows that. See, they hope that we don't know the truth. They hope we don't know the truth. Britain, the white supremacists sat up there spanking your ass because of white supremacy. Britain, they sat up there and artificially merged two separate regions. So they forcefully unified northern and southern Sudan, I'm sorry. These are regions with vastly different ethnic groups and religions and cultural identities. So they forced these groups together, and that created generations of civil war. They still got ongoing conflict because of that. And the British went over there and did some kind of racialized identity uplifting. The British sat up here and uplifted the Arabs over the darker people in the southern part of the Sudan. So they kind of low-key empowered the Arabized northern part of the Sudan. And that created more ethnic divisions. Yeah.
You dig?
And the southern part was basically deliberately isolated and underdeveloped, and the north part wasn't too much better, but they just gave them a couple of extra shekels and butter biscuits to make them feel like they were better. And that's where that Myron mindset comes from. They were the elite over there. They were the elite beggars over there. They weren't doing that much better, but they elevated them slightly above the people in the southern part of the Sudan. So they were just being the flunkies of the damn British white supremacists over there. And then
Right, he's right. See, Myron never talks about what goes on in Sudan because in his mind, I'm an American. I'm an American. Right? So that's why it's very important to show him, to point out What's going on in Sudan? How come you're not doing anything to fix your homeland? Hold him accountable every time he talks about FBA.
The British white supremacists abandoned their asses too. Yeah, the British, they sat up there and basically bounced with it. I think Sudan became independent in 1958, something like that. So those Arab elites up there in the Sudan, they never got no real political clout or no real rule. The British were still ruling this shit. They were just figureheads under the British. Yeah.
You did?
So when the British pulled up out of there, they abandoned it. Because that's what the Sudan is. It's basically an abandoned British colony that never recovered. So that just made everything vulnerable.
Right. There's a difference between the North and the South in Sudan. That's a fact. And I'll get into that, but I think Tariq Nasheed already did a good job at breaking that down. Make sure that you guys bless the like button and share the content. And oh yeah, subscribe to the channel.
To coups and rebellions and all types of shit. All of that was orchestrated by the damn British, the white supremacists, and they did it based on race. White supremacy made this fool have to flee his damn homeland. Yeah, and we don't play that game. We don't sit up here and ignore white supremacy like they did or flee from it, because what he had to do was flee from it. You're over here because somebody decided to not ignore white supremacy. You were able to come over here and flee because somebody had to stand up to white supremacy and say, hey, people of melanin descent, they're going to have to get some benefits around here. And the only people who were standing up to people doing that was foundational Black Americans. So yeah, we're not going to have anybody disrespect. And then he started complaining about, yeah, these foundational Black Americans. Yeah, I've been here. I'm a first generation immigrant and I got millions. And you FBA niggas, y'all been here for 7 generations and y'all only got $7 in your bank account.
Right. Myron be talking greasy about FBA, man. And the crazy part about it is I still see black people over there. Now, you guys are going to say, man, those are tethers. And they're not all tethers. Some of those people who still listen to Myron are FBA. They're not all tethers. Let's be honest.
Complaining about, yeah, these foundational Black Americans. Yeah, I've been here. I'm a first generation immigrant and I got millions. And you FBA niggas, y'all been here for 7 generations and y'all only got $7 in your bank account. Well, that's $7 more than the village your family fled from. All right. Yeah, you got these fantasies of immense poverty with foundational Black Americans.
See, but that's what people do, man. When you put people on, eventually they start talking crazy about you. Now, that's why a lot of people don't want to put nobody on. They're like, no, I'm not going to put you on. So as soon as you gain some footing in the game, you're going to start talking greasy to me. That's why a lot of cats don't like putting people on, because when you empower people, they start talking crazy to you. It happens all the time. Let's keep the language straight. So if I bring you guys up, no profanity. We're going to get straight to the point. We're going to have an intelligent conversation. Let me bring up my man, RPA. RPA, my brother. Red Pill Awareness. RPA, where you at, brother? I don't know what's going on with RPA. You're gonna have to log out and come back in. For some reason, your audio ain't picking up.
So you're not going to project your fantasies onto us. We're not living in shanty towns. We're not living in mangers and giving birth in barns and shit. We're not living like that. Don't project your stuff on us. We're not living foul and third worldish like you, Myron. And Myron loves to play little monkey sounds. That's very ironic. See, Myron projects a lot of his shit onto us. They do a lot of projecting. He always talks about foundational Black Americans in a derogatory way and then start playing monkey sound effects. Sir, you're from Africa. You're a continental African. Your family's, they're continental. You guys are where the monkeys were. You guys were right there with the monkeys.
Yeah, it's mighty funny. He tried to throw that monkey stuff on us. He like, man, you guys are right over there with the monkeys. That's crazy.
You guys were right, of Black Americans in a derogatory way, and then start playing monkey sound effects. Sir, you're from Africa. You're a continental African. Your families, they're continental. You guys are where the monkeys were. You guys were right there with the monkeys. Foundational Black Americans, we didn't grow up with monkeys. So are you playing those monkey sounds for yourself while you wash your hair in cow pee?
We act a monkey because we so country. We act a monkey because you be so country. Sitting out there with that ashy leg out of that window with that camel in the background, fool.
Which is a thing. So are you playing those monkey sounds for yourself while you wash your hair in cow pee? Which is a thing. That's not me being facetious. There's Sudanese tribes over there, those images that were circulating around the internet for the longest of an African tribe washing their hair in cow pee. That's in the Sudan. You see? And the thing is, he starts talking about, yeah, you guys are watermelon felons and all of that. Yes, watermelon is delicious. Yeah, your stereotypes of us, that's not offensive. Yelling about fried chicken and watermelon. Fried chicken is delicious. I had some Popeyes.
Why don't you ask Myron about that bush meat? Hey man, I saw an African channel where they was cooking monkeys. I said, man, I ain't never eaten no food over there. I ain't lying, man, and I can't show it. But I watched the channel, man. Them Africans was frying a monkey. They put a monkey on a grill and cooked it. I said, oh my goodness gracious. You talk about something that's disgusting. They was grilling a monkey. I'm not making this up.
Earlier, fried chicken is delicious. Watermelon is delicious. That's not an insult. Watermelon is a healthy damn dish. You dig? Watermelons are healthy. That's one of the most healthiest fruit/vegetables you can eat. Foundational Black America.
We act a monkey because we so country. We act a monkey because we so country. Sitting up there grilling that monkey meat, fool.
Americans knew this. This is why we cultivated it. They made it negative just because it was associated with us. But there's nothing negative about a watermelon. You know? Oh, I got Myron's manager in here. Oh, got Myron's manager Max in here. Max, what's up, Max? What's going on, Max? Mute your microphone and don't start talking crazy.
I mean, I never do, but you just start muting my mic and then start insulting me. I never can have a conversation with you, but I mean, that's how you run things. This is your space.
Yeah.
It is what it is, right?
Just don't let white supremacists come and run amok. So
but I'm Jewish, sir. You keep calling me a white supremacist, but I'm Jewish. They hate me more than they hate you.
Have the assumption of whiteness. Doesn't matter. Assumption of whiteness gives you the same benefits, sir. Doesn't matter. So what's on your mind?
Well, what's on my mind is very clear. You're an 11 life path in numerology. And, you have something in common with Nick Fuentes. You have something in common with Andrew Tate. You have something in common with Alex Jones. You're born 19.
So this is Myron's manager right here.
74, the year of the tiger. And people who are tigers, they like to fight, man. They're also very charismatic. But you know what the thing is? America was, and this is not racism, so don't start, man. America was founded 1776, the year of the monkey. And the monkey and tiger are enemy signs. So what I'm basically trying to tell you is whatever you're pushing here ain't going to work, bro. Because people who are born in tiger energy, this has nothing to do with your race. This has nothing to do with your ethnicity. This has to do
What
with you.
am I pushing? I'm asking you a question. What am I pushing? I don't know what I'm pushing. I didn't know I was.
You're pushing our narcotic that makes people think they're victims when they're
Okay.
not. And
Tell
that's
people what they're not victimized by. We are victimized by systematic white supremacy. So is everybody
there's
lying about that? Huh? Is everybody lying?
Well, of course, that's what he really wanted to say. He's going to say, you guys are pretending to be victims. That's played out right there. Like, you know, that's played out, man. Don't let these people gaslight you, man. When you talk about something, when you talk about racism, you have the receipts to prove it. You break down the history of this country, and they gaslight you by saying you're pretending to be a victim. But every time black people do something to somebody, they hold you accountable for it. When we talk about the things that the whites have done in this country, you guys just pretending to be a victim. Blah blah blah.
Oh, Max, hop on. Max,
there was a double mute. There's a double mute. There's 1.8 million Black Americans who are millionaires in this country, and that would not happen if there were victim mindsets.
There were millionaire Jewish people in Nazi Germany, and they were still put in concentration camps, sir. So what's your point?
1.8 million Black Americans are millionaires.
Sir, there were millionaires in Nazi Germany who were Jewish.
And they took that money real quick.
Still victimized by the damn Nazis, sir. That doesn't matter. Black millionaires are victimized by white supremacy all the time. Puffy, Bill Cosby, several others.
Oh, so you support pedophiles now? Nice.
Who's a pedophile?
A guy by the name of Diddy. I mean, he kind of has that name.
Who? What underage woman was he with? What underage woman or girl was Puffy with? You got quiet. See, that I'm white and I say so stuff doesn't work here. So thank you very much.
No, you.
Yeah. Now you're doing I'm white and I say so. We don't do that. No. We don't do that. We don't do that at all. All right.
All right, man. Let's go to the next clip, man. Let's go to the next clip. On to the next. On to the next.
In reality, we proved this entire theory wrong. The dude's entire brand is race baiting, victim mindset, blame the white guy. Let's keep that in mind. Charlie Kirk he was assassinated. Losers don't get assassinated.
Make sure that you guys bless that Cash App. You're watching the show, you love the content, drop some love and support. Drop some love and some of that support on the Cash App.
Great men do. When you die, you're just going to get killed. When he died, he got assassinated. So shut the fuck up. Some of you bum ass in the chat talking shit. People are going to visit his grave. Who the fuck is going to visit yours? People are going to go ahead and go back and watch his videos. Who's going to watch yours? Do you even have videos? Have you changed anyone's life?
Let me tell you something, Myron. Charlie didn't care about you. The only black people that Charlie rocked with listen, Charlie rocked with black people who speaks down on other black people. If you're a black person who loves your people, Charlie ain't messing with you. But if you're somebody like Myron, Anton Daniels, the Angry Man, Ringo, then of course Charlie will accept you. Now he's still gonna look at you as a black person, but he'll tolerate you as long as you're talking bad about your own people. Yeah.
You on a keyboard talking shit. And this goes for all these trolls, whether it's people on TikTok, the sickos in chat talking shit, or like Tariq Nasheed that are celebrating this man's death. The difference between him and you is that people are going to remember his name. No one will remember you, scumbag. And it's because you're a scumbag that no one's going to remember you.
You really think nobody would remember Tariq Nasheed? You sound crazy. What a dummy. Why don't you get on that camel and ride off into the sunset, Myron? with some sandals on, with some ashy feet and sandals. Get on that camel and ride off into the sunset, fool.
The heartlessness that I see is
Oh, I didn't know that Charlie fell out with Candace Owens. I didn't know that he had a fallout with Candace. I wasn't aware of that. Didn't know. You know? But anyway, man, let's go.
directly why we have the problems that we have in America. You know, and it's funny because I see people like, you know, Tariq Nasheed, like they're celebrating his death thinking it's funny like that. I mean, look, let's just call a spade a spade. He's a stupid nigga that's married to a Jew. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. Like, this is some behavior, right? And this is why a lot of people don't like the black community. This is why they get made fun of. This is why they get roasted. This is why FBAs are frequently bitching about everything or anything. That's literally what FBA stands for. And he's still running around trying
What
to
do
say,
you mean they're getting roasted? So they're roasting every FBA. You just said they're roasting Charlie. People talk about everybody. Everybody gets it. People make fun of Chinese. People make fun of white people. They make fun of black people. People make fun of people like you. People make fun of coons. Everybody gets it. Nobody's off limit. That's why people are talking about FBA. Da, 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 da. Man, you sound dumb. The only reason that people don't talk about Sudanese people because nobody cares about Sudan and what goes on over there. That's why nobody talks about your people. People don't care enough about them to talk about them. They just don't.
oh, I beat these in a debate. Last time I checked, because he tried to say white supremacy is the same as supremacy. And I was like, no, bro, the two are not the same whatsoever. There's a reason why your bitch ass will never talk about and you always complain about white people. But the reality is the people that really have the power in America are they just cosplay as white. He's like, oh.
Well, Myron, a white guy called you on the phone and said he would knock you out on camera, and you had no smoke for that white guy. All the smoke you got FBA, you didn't. All the smoke you got for FBA, you didn't have none of that smoke, none of that energy for that white man who said he'll come knock you out on camera. You didn't get rowdy with him. You didn't stick your chest out. You tucked your tail and tried to, tried to be the peacemaker in the situation. Even though the white guy said he would knock you out on camera and you had nothing, you had no aggression, you had no hostility towards that guy that said he would knock you out on camera. And he called Myron he said Myron is a saying N-word and I'll knock him out on camera. Myron had no smoke for that white guy. Myron tucked his tail and ran.
Oh, well, they're the same. I'm like, okay, cool. If they're the same, go ahead and start talking about YouTube tomorrow. Oh, I ain't gonna crash out. Exactly. Shut the fuck up. And I find it amazing that he still to this day thinks he won the debate when in reality, we proved his entire theory wrong. The dude's entire brand is race baiting, victim mindset, blame the white guy for everything. Which if you are gonna blame people for like supremacy.
See, this is what I'm talking about. See, now Charlie Kirk was a truth teller. Tariq Nasheed is a race baiter. Charlie Kirk clearly disrespected Juneteenth, said it was a BS holiday. Black people have no business celebrating their freedom in this country, even though they fought in the Civil War and they built the country from scratch, did all the hard labor, did all the hard work. But black people have no business, they have no reason to celebrate Juneteenth because according to Charlie Kirk, Juneteenth is a BS holiday. Words of Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is a race baiter. See, it's okay for Charlie Kirk to say crazy things about black folks. And you know what they're going to say? Well, Charlie was telling the truth. Well, Tariq Nasheed is telling the truth about white supremacy and white folks in this country. The man ain't lying about systematic white supremacy. But see, the thing is, when Tariq Nasheed tells the truth about white folks, they label him a race baiter. But Charlie Kirk somehow was a truth teller. That's how these people gaslight you.
Or people holding the black man back, I would argue have held black people back far more than traditional conservative, more than regular European white males. Because the transatlantic slave trade and slavery in general is a construct. But of course, Tariq Nasheed will never say that because his wife is a Jew. Own him.
See, now a construct. See, he don't want to hold white people accountable for what they did in the country. Now he wants to hold the Africans accountable. Listen. If I sell you some drugs, right, and you take those drugs back to your country and sell them, then you're guilty as well. You can't just hold the other person accountable. You took the drugs over there. You trafficked these people. You enslaved them. You brutalized them. You victimized them. You didn't treat them like humans. You treated them like animals. You didn't treat them like humans. But of course, he's not going to hold white people accountable for the transatlantic slave trade. He tried to put it off on Africans so that white people can escape accountability. Yeah, let's just blame it on Africans. Let's not talk about the white people who enforced it in America, who created the conditions to dehumanize these slaves right here in America. Now, we ain't going to hold white folks accountable for that. We're going to forget about all of that and just blame Africans.
I would argue have held black people back far more than traditional conservative, more than regular European white males. Because the transatlantic slave trade and slavery in general is a construct. But of course, Tariq Nasheed will never say that because his wife is a own him and he's a dumb nig. I mean, it is what it is, right?
Now we got some white supremacists right here. We got
Myron got that camel. Look, Myron is in Miami riding a camel. Said, "I love Bussy, Bussy." Had to take the P up out of it, man, because we don't want to use the profanity. But look at Myron on that camel with them open toe sandals, with them ashy ass foot, looking like he fresh from the desert, riding on a camel through Miami. Myron, what about some of that good old bush meat? That good old bush meat.
Max. He's one of Myron Gaines' people. What's going on, Max? How's Myron doing? I heard he's been crying all.
I'm just curious if you guys are celebrating that another white person died, because that's all you guys do over here. Celebrate other people dying, anything but to coat for all the negativity that black people bring into
anything. We're fine. Y'all stay in our spaces whining. All right.
I came here to talk. You can't actually talk without using that mute button. Your debating skills are lacking.
Because you don't come in here, you don't run anything. You're not coming in here being accusatory. We don't do that. We have order here, sir.
You can't have a debate. You can't have a debate, sir.
Debate my equals, all others I teach. You're not debate worthy.
Shout out to Lions Dollars for the cash app, like always. Shout out to Vernon85 for the cash app. Let's get some more you brothers and sisters to become contributors of this show, this podcast. Let's get it.
You're a student. So now, what do you have to?
I'm superior to you in every.
How's Myron doing? Because I heard he's been crying like a bitch, and y'all had to cancel his appearances.
Oh wow, he's celebrating a white man's death.
Projecting, because you guys celebrate.
Oh wow, celebrating a white man's death. Nobody's celebrating his death. We just held Charlie accountable for the things that he said about black folks. Nobody's celebrating his death. Oh wow, you're celebrating a white man's death. Sounding like a retard.
Mute button. Your debating skills are lacking.
Because you don't come in here, you don't run anything. You're not coming in here being accusatory. We don't do that. We have order here, sir.
You can't have a debate. You can't have a debate, sir.
Debate my equals, all others I teach. You're not debate worthy. You're a student. So now, what do you have to?
I'm superior to you in every.
How's Myron doing? Because I heard he's been crying like a.
That black people are not prospering, you liar. Like Carl Dennis, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. There's tons of black people who are doing way better than you. Let me say this again, Carl Dennis. There's tons of black people out there who are doing way better than you. So what's your excuse? You let black people outwork you. You got black people who are more intelligent, more accomplished. And white people had a 400-year head start in this country. But yet and still, you got black people who are still more successful than you. Now, how could you explain that? Your people literally had a 400-year head start to build generational wealth. Yet and still, you got black people who are more successful than you. You're a loser. Let me tell you something, Carl. You're a loser. You're a pathetic guy. You're a troll.
Bitch, and y'all had to cancel his appearances.
Oh wow, he's celebrating a white man's death.
Projecting, because you guys celebrate the harming of black people all the time. So how's Myron, and y'all gonna book him some more dates? How's that going? Yeah, you had to cancel Myron's dates. He looked shook. Myron's up here scared and crying. What y'all gonna do? Y'all need to get him some security? You need to get a bulletproof camel? to ride him over to his appearance.
You don't get him a bulletproof camel? Shout out to Back in Action for the Cash App. I appreciate that. Yeah, get him a bulletproof camel.
Some more dates. How's that going? Yeah, you had to cancel Myron's dates. He looked shook. Myron's up here scared and crying. What y'all gonna do? Y'all need to get him some security? What you need to get a bulletproof camel to ride him over to his appearances? What you gonna do? All right, Max. Let me get you up out of here. I don't want to hear you.
Wait, can I speak?
Yeah,
Tariq?
go ahead, Cam.
I think I don't condone murder, but I think the resentment will go to the left even more by the right, because this is gonna trickle down. This right here just lost the Democrats the 2028 election.
Sitting up there putting monkeys on the grill over there, bro. Don't nobody want that monkey meat sitting up there grilling, sitting up there putting monkeys on the grill, fool. What's wrong with you? Dumping and plucking monkeys.
And plus, they're celebrating all the liberals, all the alphabet people. All the resentment is going to go from left wing to right wing. I don't think a certain race is going to be pointed out. This is a catalyst for something even worse, because the fact that they killed him, and it's a bigger than politics and race. This was killed by a professional. A professional did this.
Right.
To hit a dude from 200 yards in the post point under a tent, that's ridiculous. That's a hit job right there.
Yeah, most definitely, man. The Charlie Kirk situation was a hit. That was a hit. That wasn't spontaneous. That was a hit. It ain't like somebody just ran up on, he planned that, bro. And people keep saying, well, he was a lone wolf. I don't think whatever his name is, Tyler Robinson, I don't believe that he was some lone wolf. I don't believe that. I believe somebody supported him. I believe somebody assisted him. Right? Now, it's mighty funny that these whites will come out and they got all this smoke for us, but they don't have smoke for the people who unalive Charlie. Black folks had nothing to do with Charlie's death. Black people did not come for Charlie. Charlie's own people came for him. Stop deflecting. Stop talking about black folks and hold the people accountable who needs to be held accountable. And it's not black folks. We had nothing to do with Charlie's demise. Nothing to do with it.
And it's just ridiculous. I can't even. It's almost like the damn 60s out here with all these. It's just crazy.
Yes, indeed. But thank you so much, Cam. Let me get Brother Torin in here. Torin. I'm good, brother. How are you?
Let me tell you something, Carl. You in here trolling with a fake profile, so the loser is you. I'm at my place of business. I get paid to conduct business. You're trolling me at my place of business behind a fake profile, so the loser is you, sir. Clearly, you're the loser, but you're the loser, but you're too dumb and ignorant to see that you're nothing but a loser. You're dumb. You're an idiot. You got a peanut for a brain. Why would you waste your time to troll a loser? Because you are a loser yourself. You would never see me troll in any channel that you made because you are not important to me. So I have no reason to troll you because you're nobody. Nobody cares about your opinion. Nobody cares about you in real life. Nobody cares about the things that you say on the internet, sitting up there trolling behind a fake profile. Clearly, you like my content. Clearly, you're looking for my attention because you're in my comment section trolling behind a fake profile, you idiot. Don't get lost.
Good. So I'm going to answer the question in the room. Should black people have empathy for Charlie Kirk? As a group, nope. As individuals?
I bet I got more money for you asking for cash apps. All YouTubers get cash apps, you idiot. People sent Charlie Kirk cash apps. People donated money to Charlie, you idiot. You know how much money people gave Charlie's family, you idiot? Millions. All YouTubers get cash apps and super chats. You sound dumb, but I knew you was dumb, so I'm not surprised. I knew you was dumb, so no, I'm not surprised. You're an idiot. You're dumb.
They absolutely have the right to feel how they want to feel. But what I do want to see, because I've seen it already, I know you've seen it too. I'm tired of these black pundits and talking.
Before you ask me any personal questions, you need to show who you are. You need to show who you are, because right now you're hiding behind a fake profile. You can say anything. See, listen, when you hide behind a fake profile, you could say literally anything. Because he knows he can't be held accountable for anything that he says. That's why he's trolling behind a fake profile like the coward he is. He's trolling behind that fake profile like the coward he is.
And heads putting on their kerchief and going to say and talking about something, we need to have empathy for everybody. These people don't have empathy for us. So I'm indifferent about it. You know, he got what happened. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Real talk, man. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Let's get Jason.
Hey man, these trolls are funny, man. Somebody with a fake profile begging to get my attention. When you're hiding behind a fake profile, you could say anything because nobody knows who you are. You're a waste of time. You're just giving me content. Mad at black folks, but ain't mad at the people who took out your boy Charlie. We're not celebrating Charlie's death. Black people had nothing to do with Charlie's death. Nothing to do with it.
What up, Tariq? I'm gonna say this right now. Dude got what he got, man. In the words of the great brother Malcolm X, man, the roosters came home to
hit the like button. It ain't nothing. So that's what we're gonna do today, family. We're not gonna stay here for too long. I'm just getting this channel in the algorithm. That's all we doing, getting the channel in the algorithm, man. And we're gonna continue to do our thing. It's Red Supreme, you know. You know. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. This is what we're gonna do, Carl. You want to hit the link, Carl? Let me know if you want to hit the link so we can see who you really are. Carl, hit the link. Hit the link, Carl. Now, I don't have no business giving you trolls no attention. But if you use anything, listen, if you use any profanity, I'm booting you. I'm booting you right off the show. But if you can be civilized and if you want to hit the link and you can have a civilized conversation, you're welcome to hit that link. But you're nothing but a troll. You're a coward. You're a coward hiding behind a fake profile. That's what you're doing. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to hit that link. And if you don't want to hit that link, I'm going to boot you up out of here. I'm going to do you a favor and boot you up out of here, bud. So let's see if Carl is man enough to hit that link. But he's sitting up there hiding behind that fake profile. Got all this smoke for FBA, but he has no smoke for the people who underlie this boy. Black people had nothing to do with Charlie losing his life. We had nothing to do with that. Shout out to Kenny Mac, man. What's going on, Kenny Mac? You already know where is that, my brother? He ain't gonna hit that link. Make sure that you guys bless the like button. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. We're gonna get up out of here. It's Red Supreme. It is what it is, man. Hold on. I got a minute, man. I got another minute.
roofs, man. And
Let's keep that in mind. Charlie Kirk he was assassinated. Losers don't get assassinated. Great men do. When you die, you're just going to get killed. When he died, he got assassinated. So shut the fuck up. Some of you bum ass in the chat talking shit. People are going to visit his grave. Who the fuck is going to visit yours? People are going to go ahead and go back and watch his videos. Who's going to watch yours? Do you even have videos? Have you changed anyone's life? You on a keyboard talking shit. And this goes for all these.
Myron, all you do is talk about 304s all day, bro. No, it's cool. You know, it's cool to have a debate with 304s sometimes, because if you're a man that likes women, sometimes it's cool to put them in their place. I get that. But Tariq Nasheed been there and done that. He did Mac lessons. He made content about female nature. He made content about dating. He's been there and done that. The man is elevated to bigger and better things, documentaries, films, educating his people about history. You know what I mean? Teaching people the importance of loving him, teaching his people the importance of loving the fact that we are foundational Black Americans and we stand 10 toes. You know, we stand on 10 toes. So yeah, man, bless the like button.
Trolls, whether it's people on TikTok, the sickos and chat talking, or like Tariq Nasheed that are celebrating this man's death. The difference between him and you is that people are going to remember his name. No one will remember you, scumbag. And it's because you're.
Let me see who this Carl dude is, man. So, like I said, if you use profanity, you're getting booted. Straight up, I'm booting you. That goes for anybody. Now, is this Carl? Carl, where you at?
Yeah, I'm here. What's good?
I don't know, man. I brought you up, man, and it dropped you right down. I tried to hear you, man, but for some reason, it booted you.
A scumbag that no one's gonna remember you. The heartlessness that I see is directly why we have the problems that we have in America. And it's funny because I see people like, Tariq Nasheed, like they're celebrating his death thinking it's funny like that. I mean, look, let's just call a spade a spade. He's a stupid nigga that's married to a Jew. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. Like, this is some behavior, right? And this is why a lot of people don't like the Black community. This is why they get made fun of. This is why they get roasted. This is why FBAs are frequently bitching about everything or anything. That's literally what FBA stands for.
And you cry about 304s all day. Female nature and 304s. You cry about it all day. Myron argues with 304s for a living, right? And I get it. Some of the content is cool, but they could say the same thing about you. All you do is complain and argue with 304s. Instagram models, OnlyFans chicks with low IQs who show their body for a living. Those are the people that you debate for a living. Just like Charlie went to college Charlie went to colleges to debate. Charlie went around the country debating college students. I guess it's cool to a certain extent, but those college students don't have enough life experience to debate people in certain conversations. They only understand the books that they read. So their knowledge and life experience is very limited. They don't know too much about life. They haven't lived long enough. Charlie was debating 21-year-olds and 22 and 23-year-olds, 24-year-olds. Most of those people still live with their parents. It don't take a lot of knowledge to debate college students. It don't take a lot of intelligence or knowledge to debate college students who still live with their parents. Clearly, it does not. That is an easy debate. That is a walk in the park. Oh, okay, let me debate some college students who still live with their parents. 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds. Really? Man, I tried to bring that dude up several times. Carl Dennis. Hit the like button. For some reason, he dropped down. I didn't drop him down. He dropped himself down. Or maybe he has a cheap-ass internet connection. I don't know.
And he's still running around trying to say, oh, I beat these in a debate. Last time I checked, because he tried to say white supremacy is the same as supremacy. And I was like, no, bro, the two are not the same whatsoever. There's a reason why your bitch ass will never talk about and you always complain about white people. But the reality is the people that really have the power in America are they just cosplay as white. He's like, oh, well, they're the same. I'm like, okay, cool. If they're the same, go ahead and start talking about YouTube tomorrow. Oh, I ain't gonna crash out. Exactly. Shut the fuck up. And I find it amazing that he still to this day thinks he won the debate when in reality, we proved his entire theory wrong. The dude's entire brand is race baiting, victim mindset, blame the white guy for everything. Which if you are going to blame people for like supremacy or people holding the black man back, I would argue have held black people back far more than
black fatigue, man. Nobody has harmed more people in this country than white folks, white men in particular. Who's harmed more people in this country than the American white man? Nobody, baby. Nobody's more responsible for violence than the white man in America. Nobody has engaged in more violence than the American white man in this country. I'm just giving you the facts. You wiped out all the Native Americans. You unalived millions of black people during slavery. You practiced Jim Crow for 100 years. Your police officers, you have a lot of Nazis and white supremacists who works in law enforcement. So come on, homie, is real. So yes, homie, you want to talk about fatigue. You need to be tired about, listen, if Charlie Kirk spent more time focusing on his own community, maybe he would still be alive today. Charlie Kirk ignored the fact that his own people wanted to take him out. Black people had no smoke for Charlie. Black people didn't touch Charlie. I bet I got more money than you. Ain't on the internet, man. You a troll. Nobody knows who you are, bro. You can say anything. Listen, man, you can say anything behind a fake profile. You can say anything behind a fake profile. Seriously. Any coward can troll behind a fake profile because nobody knows who you are. So you can literally say anything. We're gonna ignore you, and you keep talking. I'm just gonna boot you up out of here because I gave you several opportunities to hit that link.
Traditional conservative, more than regular European white males, because the transatlantic slave trade and slavery in general is a construct. But of course, Tariq Nasheed will never say that because his wife is a own him, and he's a dumb nig. I mean, it is what it is, right?
Now we got some white.
You can say anything behind some comments, man. You can say anything behind a fake profile in the comment section, man. I mean, that's the easiest thing to do. You're talking about, yeah, shadow ban my comments. You're not important, bro. You don't have anything important to say. You're not important. You're lucky I didn't die. Listen, most people would have blocked you a long time ago because you're not adding value to the conversation. You're in the comment section trolling behind a fake profile like the coward you are. That's exactly what it is. Cowards hide behind fake profiles and they troll people in comment sections. That's exactly what Carl is doing. Doug, it is smooth.
Supremacists right here. We got Max. He's
figure out why we should not have empathy for another American citizen that just got assassinated in front of millions of people.
So do you have empathy for him?
Of course. I'm a human being. I have a soul.
What part of the Caribbean, Africa you from?
What, bro?
What part of the Caribbean, Africa your family from?
Do you hear me?
I hear an accent. What part of the Caribbean and Africa is your?
This a New Jersey accent, my boy. I'm from New Jersey. I used to be in the streets, a criminal, gang member. I got tattoos on my face. What are you talking about?
Okay, where's your family from?
My dad is from Liberia. I have a slave last name. My family is.
He said exactly. Your family is from Liberia. We don't want to hear nothing no Tether got to say. You got empathy for people who would never have empathy for you. If a white supremacist unallied this guy, Charlie would justify it. If a white supremacist unallied Myron, Charlie would justify it. Charlie don't give a damn about Myron. Charlie don't give a damn about Ringo. If a race soldier unallied Myron and Ringo at the same time, if Charlie was still alive, Charlie would justify that, right? Because, of course, Charlie's not going to hold a white person accountable for harming a black person. No, Charlie's not going to do that.
From the original FBAs. So what do you mean?
No, you're Liberia. There you go. There we go.
My nigga, my last name is a slave name. The founders.
No. Y'all don't play that Liberian FBA shit. No. Y'all had an ethnogenesis. You ain't FBA no more, nigga. Y'all had an ethnogenesis. This is see these tethers?
All right, Tariq, Nasheed.
No, little musty thing. No, whatever. You're in the musty gang. Tell me you a gang member.
You're married.
You got a gang of must under your arms. That's what you got, a gang of must, and you need some root work. Okay? So stop with that, trying to backdoor your way into our damn lineage. You musty ass tether. You ain't slick. Get up out of here. You see, you watch them. I can tell when somebody's trying to fake the funk and trying to go through the side door of the lineage. No, my family's from here. We from Jersey. I told y'all, when they start talking about their families from Jersey and New York, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. He said, you musty little tether, you. Talking about a gang, you got a gang of must under them arms. It's only gang you running with. You running with that must underneath your arms. Talking about gang, yeah, a gang of must.
There's some must and Joloff in the next room, nigga. There's some must and some Joloff. Just keep talking. Just keep on. And I can hear his accent. Families from Jersey and New York. Uh-oh. There's some must and Joloff in the next room, nigga. There's some must and some Joloff. Just keep talking. Just keep on. And I can hear his accent too, by the way. I'm real good at accents, by the way. I know foundational Black Americans. I know where the accents are from. I know New York accents. I know New York Caribbean accents. I know New York African accents. I know a South Carolina accent. I know Alabama accents. Memphis has their own accents. I know accents, dude. Come on now. Y'all ain't gonna fake the funk over here. You're gonna try to backdoor his way. We the original FBAs. No, y'all left. Y'all had an ethnogenesis. Nope. No. No, and all Liberians are not from here, by the way. They were getting people from Liberia from all over the Caribbean. They were getting them from all over different parts of Africa too. No. Oh, let's get Henry. Henry?
Yo, hello?
What's up, Henry?
Yo, Tariq, I got a question.
Yes, sir. Because your mama like that. That's
Why
why
you
and whenever I give her $2 to give me a little reach around, she says that's what she says to me. I pay her to say that. It took
No, because you're a black.
No. Come on now. You got to do better than that. And your sister likes it. Your sister had a baby by one, didn't she? No?
You're gonna keep muting.
I am. Your sister had a baby by
You're a pussy.
Your
Exactly.
sister had a baby by one. You got
Agree with me, pussy.
You got a Negro nephew, don't you? Huh?
No, I'm white.
And that's why
Shut up.
that doesn't bother me. That doesn't. Well, you think that's some kind of crypto? You're crashing out and you're lame. Do you need me to get your black nephew on the phone?
All right, man. We didn't had enough of this one, man. I'm not gonna make this one too long. An hour and 30 minutes is all we need, man, to to cover the story. But yes, hey, man, but check gang. Let's get some more subscribers. Everybody that subscribe to the main channel, come on over here and subscribe to this channel because we're gonna be doing a whole lot of work over here. We got to get up out of here. Peace, everybody. Got love for the channel. Got love for the family. We're gonna get up out of here, y'all. Peace, love, and blessings. 146 people. Those are good numbers, man. Especially for a channel that I haven't even used in God knows how long, man. So peace to everybody. Hit the like button. I'm gone. Salute.